Right, today we're back at Mitre 10 Mega looking for some lighting to do vlogging with, because what we have currently isn't enough to get a decent frame rate out of a lot of the cameras, and it's getting a bit grainy, and we just want to make better quality stuff for you guys. It's a good thing when even hardware stores have good coffee, at least in my opinion.
It's something that I can do and sit while you do whatever.
It's kind of...
You do, I mean, this is really big. You would spend quite a lot of time here if you are planning on doing any of this stuff, so it makes sense to have something like that.
I think stores like this are kind of men's revenge for lingerie stores.
Who takes men to lingerie stores?
Men, well, we don't have a male lingerie store.
No.
Right, so we go hardware shopping instead.
Okay, a lot of men, not all men, a lot of men would be insulted, like the manlyhood would be insulted if it was suggested to them that they should have lingerie, which is ridiculous. But they would be, so there's not really much of a market for that.
Yeah. Maybe we should start a men's lingerie chain.
Oh gosh.
I mean, what would you have there? I'll put some thought bubbles up with what's going through Fred's head at the moment. And
my first thought was, I have this picture in my head, and it's been for ages, of Sirius Black dressing up as Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror, because it would be something he would do. And I was like, I wrote a fic about it once. I commissioned someone to draw a fan art of it because I was like, this is such this, and he was bought. It was the right time as well, where the Marauders were. So yeah, it's a Sirius Black thing to do. Anyway, so you can have that sort of.
You certainly could. I mean, there could be a whole new range of things come out, you know. Garter belts for men.
Yeah.
Long socks could come back in with sandals. Anything could go wrong. Right, let's change subjects and just look at ventilation ducting instead. Right, so I've got some 6 metre 125mm ducting, which is what I need to do what I'm doing. Fix up at home. Well, trying to get thoughts of Sirius Black and drag out of my head. We're going to have a bit of a look around and see what's available in domestic LED lighting that we can put into the couple of places where we're doing this sort of thing. A couple of things we want to keep an eye on, to think about, is that we're getting something that's the right colour lighting. Blues, not it.
I got distracted because it's a really cool lampshade.
Fair enough. Yeah, so something that's the right colour light, so you don't want something like these yellow lights up here, because the camera sensor just isn't designed to shoot for that colour of light. We need something that's 5400 Kelvin. Oh my God. We want LED, and this is not what we're after, but yeah. Oh, the fibre optic webbing.
Oh my gosh,
the Spider-Man fibre optic webbing. Yeah, that's cool. These are absolutely not what we're after.
No.
In fact, that would be closer. Oh shit.
What?
I'm a little fire engine.
No.
We're looking for some lighting that we can use in the office and the studio at home, that will work better with the cameras that we're using for doing the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
So we want something that's 5400 Kelvin, decent amount of light out of it, well diffused. Now we're picking on the poor guy working at Mega here, who's just found himself in the middle of a YouTube video, which wasn't what he was expecting in the morning.
Are you wanting it like hardwired or plug-in?
Probably something something plug-in, fairly small profile that doesn't use a lot of space, and good diffusion is the main thing. I'm actually heading towards various types of lampshades, the big round lampshades and stuff here, which should diffuse light quite nicely.
Yeah. What about some of the downlights?
Yep.
You know, that's
fairly diffuse.
Yeah. And we've got some around the corner that are plug-in. These aren't, you're wanting that sort of 5,000. I don't think we have anything that's 5,000.
That's daylight white. That's
highest we have is sort
yellow.
of 4.
Yeah, well, 4,000 is closer.
So this is plug-in. It is the warm white.
Yeah.
But it is plug-in.
What about these ones over here, Fred? Cool white. This might even be.
All right. I'll just leave you guys to it.
That's actually the right colour temp as well.
Good luck.
Thanks, mate. So these here look interesting. 2 of them in a pack. Right, well, we're going to have a bit more of a look around and come back later on. What we've just found is this thing here, which is quite a cool light where you can change the colour temperature of it with these switches from the yellow to a blue-white. So we're just got to figure out whether that's worth getting, worth paying that money for. Turn it on and see what the difference is. Yeah, so now you guys can see what the difference is. We can't because we're using a GoPro without a monitor, but we'll look at it after we get home and whether we may have already bought it or not. And it does make me wonder whether this one here, which is a similar sort of thing, adjustable brightness and colour for half the price, might not be a bad idea either. Okay, we've been looking around at quite a few lights in here. As you can see, there's a huge range of the dangling from ceiling ones, desk lights and work lights, Millennium Falcon and lightsaber lights.
Which would be awesome, but
and what
unpractical.
Yep. But what we've found right at the end of the list here are these 2 work lights that we've got. This one here, which is has a solar charger as well as a plug-in charger, and a pretty good lithium battery in it. And this one here, which is also 10 watt, and a little bit more white than that one, I think. Yeah,
actually, you're right. That's a bit yellow.
So yeah, so that's 4,000K, and I think that one you'll find's 5,000K.
I was going to say I'm all for clean energy, but then we're in New Zealand and all of that energy is clean, so solar, light, whatever.
So we're tossing up between these 2 at the moment. That one there's a little bit better light colour. That one there is certainly more portable and pocketable for around about the same light output. So I'm very tempted just to say put a comment below and tell us which one we should buy. But seriously, it's going to be too bloody late by then. Maybe we should just give up and go find a men's lingerie store. I got something here which is every filmmaker should have on their phone, which is a colour meter. So here we go. The one I'm using is an app called Light Meter Pro. So I can turn the light on. I can turn the light on there, and then I just point this at that light, and it tells me straight away that it's at 5100 Kelvin. That's pretty good. So if we turn this one here on, it tells me that that's at 5500 Kelvin. So there's actually not a lot in it. and you can see that it's well within the range of what you want out of a light.
Okay.
So this thing that shows you the analysis, so it's 5200 Kelvin, so that's going to be perfectly good for us. It's slightly on the yellow side of daylight, but that's fine. And it shows you the lux output and everything like that on here as well. It's definitely one of my favourite toys, and it's something I use all the time on film sets, just to make sure that when I shoot multiple shots I can rely on a piece of hardware to tell me what sort of light quality I'm working with, and not just relying on my eyeballs, because that will screw you up every time. Okay, I'm thinking we should go with a couple of these.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that works for me.
Awesome. Okay, let's do that. The other thing that we're after is some more multi-boxes. You might remember I put together a charging station a few days ago, or a week ago, or something like that. I've found that there haven't been enough power plugs on it, and not enough that have got space enough to put various adapters and stuff in. So
Yeah,
I'm having a look now to see what else there is that I can use to try and improve that a little bit without spending too much cash. In some places like this, there's a huge range of power boards that you can pick from. You don't want to get something that's too cheap and is likely to cook if you're using it a lot. As tempting as it is, you don't really need to go overboard and spend a lot of money on something like this. This one here, I'm thinking, which is switching per channel, and it's got enough space between some of the sockets that you can actually fit things in next to each other. Might buy a 6-socket power board and only end up using 2 or 3 of the sockets because the adapters are too bloody wide. Those cube ones are a bit weird. Interesting.
Yes, I have one. They also have USB things in them as well.
Watch out for the USB things. Make sure they're at least 2 watts per USB socket, or otherwise they won't charge most things these days as well. Those green ones actually look quite good.
It's for domestic use only.
Oh dear. Cool, so we're going to get 2 of these Goldia ones. Later on though, what I'm going to be getting for going out and doing more event work is these things here, because they've got RCD built into them, and it protects the cable when you're not using them, plus it's got the multi-box attached as well, for about the same price as the multi-box. Actually, that's cheaper than the multi-boxes. Just as a complete aside, one of the really cool things I like about the GoPro 5 is the ability to say stop and start recording. I won't say it now, of course, because it'll stop recording, but the voice command on it means that I can quite safely have the camera sitting in the car, and if I come up with something I want to add to the video log like this, I can just ask the GoPro to start, and then when I'm finished I just say GoPro stop recording, and with that the GoPro stopped, of course, as it does. Right, home now, so we can head inside and go and start playing with our new toys. Right, so here's the lights we went and bought earlier. Just pull them out and have a look. There's a little box and the light itself, which as you can see is LED. On the back the stand comes down, there's a solar panel, charge indicators on that side. There we go, and on that side is a protected button, and that cover comes off there. Now it's got a USB and a micro USB port in there, as well as the on off button. And in the little box I saw this down at the shops, I already know what's there. It's a USB cable which you can plug in to go to a device, or you can use this to charge it. So obviously that plugs into a charging port, and on this end here is a lightning adapter, and that adapter sits on a micro USB. So that's first time I've seen one of those, and that's bloody handy. The other thing I got with the power banks I'll just slice open. Sometimes get caught out, but basically always they've got these mounting points in the back that you can use to put a screw into the wall and just mount them up. So I'll get that mounted up so that I can get that charged up so that we can have a look at how it works.
This is